Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 10th and last episode of our 10-in-1 video series entitled 100 Commonly Misused Words Use the WAEC, NECO, and JAMB Lexis1 structure. Our third set of words in the first part of this episode includes grounds/grounded. Ground/grounded. Now, there's something about these two words that is of great interest in modern English, and that is in the fact that one of these two words has not been in use in past decades, but in recent times, we now have the word in modern language, that is grounded. What we are trying to say here, and like we have in red, we say here that they are both correct and acceptable, but it used not to be so. What we mean here is that the one that has been in use from time has been ground and not grounded. But in modern English, we now have a word like grounded, but it is used in technical sense. What we are trying to say is that whenever this word grounded is used in expression, if you look at that expression very well, you will discover that it is used in technical sense. That said, let us now look at the points that we have in this our table of analysis. For the first word, we have here that it means the surface or soil of the planet. That is the upper part of the soil. So we refer to it as ground. Now, when that is implied, it means this word ground is being used as a noun. We can also use this word as what? A verb, that is ground, and that's used to be the regular form of the word that has been in use for ages. And what does it mean? It means the past tense of grind. You can always remember something like find. The past tense of find is going to be found. So in the same way, if we have grind, then the past tense is going to be ground. So we cannot say that the past tense of find is finded. So just like this one is well known, this one should also be well understood, that when you're talking about breaking something into small particles, that is grind, that's when you use this word to mean breaking something into small particles, then the past tense form and the past participle form is ground and not grounded. But now this word grounded is in use in modern times. So when it is used, like I said, in technical sense only, it means about four things that we have in this table of analysis. Here is the first one. It is an improper word unless it refers to dancing. So the word grounded is not a proper word unless it is being used technically to refer to a kind of dance. Then for the second one we have, it means to walk repetitively, as in a video game. That's the kind of the way movements takes place in a video game. That's the characters that are in a video game, the way they move. So you can use this word to describe their movement. You can call it a grounding movement. Then for the third one, we say that grounded means to rub your body against someone else's body. So when you rub your body against someone else's body, then you can apply this word. You can say that you grounded your body against the person's body. Then the fourth point here is what we have already established at the beginning of this our analysis, where we said that grounded is the mistaken past tense form of referring to the process of grinding something into its particles. So that is how we can define these words using different tips. Then we'll move forward to talk about the part of speech to which they belong. For the first word that we have established, it can be used both as a noun and as a verb. In other words, it belongs to two different classes of speech. That is, it belongs to the noun class and the verb class of speech. For this second one, it is a verb. In other words, the part of speech to which it belongs is the verb. Moving forward to the usage of the words in expressions, we have something like this. An apple fell to the ground. This is the case of using this word as a noun to mean the upper layer of the earth. Then number 2, we have the chef ground tomatoes to prepare for the party. So here, ground is being used as a verb. In other words, the proper past tense form or the usual form of the word that is known to mean the past tense of grinding something into smaller particles. So the mistakes that people make around this usage is when they apply this second word instead of the first. So when people say things like the chef grounded tomatoes, then it is going to be a wrong usage. So that is how we can use these words both as a noun and as a verb in expressions. We're talking about the second one, grounded. We have already established that this word is a verb and that it can only be used in technical sense. So for the first usage, we have something like, he grabbed my hips and grounded against me. He grabbed my hips and grounded against me. So this means someone rubbed his body against your own body. So that is how we can use grounded in expressions. Then for the second one, we have something like, I grounded for experience as in the video game. It's a kind of movement that is done by the characters that are in the video game. So that is how we can use these words in expressions. Let's now take a step further by considering their appearance in past questions. WAEC 2009, the paper has been dashed by my sister. A, ground. B, grand. C, grounded. D, grounded. The correct answer to this question is option A. The paper has been ground. This is a present perfect tense and it cannot agree with grant because of has been. So we cannot say has been grant. And then, like we established in the course of analysis, this word grounded, we cannot apply it to what? To pepper. I'm not saying the pepper has been grounded. This is not the past tense of what can be done to pepper in the past. For something to be grounded, it can be used as a verb in other sense to refer to something that is brought to a halt. In other words, something that has been pulled down and that can no longer move. So, and that is another sense entirely, which we did not go into in the course of analysis. So the correct answer to this question is option A. The pepper has been ground. So that is that on how to use these words in expressions.